Here in Singapore, laws targeting foreign interference in Singapore are needed to protect the country's sovereignty and to strengthen its security. Home Affairs and Law Minister Shanmugam's assessment came at a conference looking at ways to counter foreign interference.
The minister highlighting the internet as a formidable threat as the methods for such campaigns become more sophisticated.
Foreign interference can take various forms, through diplomatic channels, covert intelligence agents, the media, non-governmental organizations, or movements that seemingly support a cause. But these are now shifting online, where technology is used to exploit fault lines and hot-button issues. This means hostile information campaigns have become cheap, easy and effective. An instance was the Nancy Pelosi deep fake. A video of the American politician was doctored to make her sound drunk, and it went viral.
The combination of these online hostile information campaigns, or HICs as I call them, and the offline activities, foreign control media, sites, agents of influence, NGOs, groups of citizens who fan the flames knowingly or unknowingly, and all of this combines, it's extremely toxic, extremely powerful.
Singapore isn't spared. He gave an example of a nascent attempt to combine the different approaches. A group of local activists met Dr. Mahathir Mohamad last year and urged the Malaysian Prime Minister to bring democracy to Singapore. One of them said Singapore should become part of Malaysia. They also started an organization with foreign funding and worked with the online citizen. The online news site employs foreigners, including Malaysians, to write almost exclusively negative articles on politics in Singapore. This includes an article that's now at the heart of a defamation lawsuit brought by Singapore Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong, who said his character and fitness to hold office have been attacked.
I'm not commenting on the legal merits of the article, since it's a subject of a lawsuit, only that a foreigner staying in Malaysia writes these things for a Singapore site to target a Singapore audience, telling Singapore civil servants to protest, calling into question the Prime Minister's integrity, and has written many other articles to try and influence viewpoints in Singapore. Who controls her? Who pays her? What's the purpose? These are all legitimate questions.
He added that most readers would assume that these articles are by a genuine Singaporean contributor.
Online news sites, as we can see from what's happened in Europe, in the US, in many other countries, including Asia, with anonymous writers, no one knows who they are, motivations unknown, who is paying them is unknown. For all you know, they can be foreigners, as we see in the case of DOC, writing inflammatory stuff and have got no interest in social or political stability within the country. Their only interest is to get eyeballs, and perhaps if they are under the influence of other agencies, then there are other interests as well. They can easily be used as tools for foreign interests. Such sites have been used by foreign countries to attack and deepen divisions.
He said Singapore's strategy against such campaigns can't rely solely on tech companies to self-regulate. This is because their business interests conflict with such regulations. He also shot down Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg's suggestion of a global standard for regulations.
The suggestion that such legislation should be based on universal common standards, I think, is not a very practical suggestion. The different social, political and cultural contexts in each country will make a broad international agreement nearly impossible. Every country has the right, the sovereign right, to decide for itself how it will protect its national security interests. The government, with the consent of the people, will have to decide. Commercial companies cannot tell us what to do about this. They have to work within the framework of the law. Our task is to make sure that the approach is fair and reasonable, and at the same time effective and workable.
He added that new laws to counter foreign interference must include targeted interventions and allow for quick investigations and response. The government must have the power to gather information, such as the source of content. He also said it must have the levers to deal with a range of threats, including funding. It'll also consider restricting foreign leadership of specific organizations closely involved in Singapore's political landscape.